All right. What's going on, everyone? How is it going? Okay. We are back once again, looking for the Tepig, and I am I'm amped. I am ready to get going. I am ready to be here. Oh my lord. On the last stream, we found a shiny Totodile in Soul Silver. It was grand. It was magical. It was incredible. I'm addicted now. I want all the shinies. I want all the full odds shinies. I need them in my life. That feeling of randomly finding that Totodile was too good. So yeah, I have high hopes that we can follow up with a back-to-back streams with the full odds shiny. We can get a Tepig today. It will be truly glorious. Fly, what is up? How's it going? I saw your message. Yes, I have updated the counter after the Totodile. Almost said Tepig there twice. Totodile. Yeah, we were at 55 after Totodile. We got bumped up to a good old 56 out of 649. So yeah, we're slowly but steadily chipping away at that living dex total. And one day we will be there. It'll be probably 5 years, but we will get there nonetheless. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure my lighting is good. Yeah, I was very late to the stream. Sorry about that. The last 2 days of work have been a fun roller coaster of chaotic craziness, and then I had to talk on the phone with my mother after work for a little while, just sorting out I got a lot of life stuff going on right now because life is just all over the place at the moment. Trying to get things situated. So just trying to work out basically my plans for the next 3 weeks. I've got a lot going on the next 3 weeks. And then I needed to take a shower, so they got in the shower real late, trying to get ready for this, and then the power went out for me earlier today, and so that always affects my lighting, my ring lights and everything. They all reset back to factory whenever the power goes out. So I think I'm pretty good on the lighting. I think I look decently solid. We got everything good to go. So we're just going to keep chugging away on these Tepig encounters and cross our fingers that we can get the little pig to sparkle today. Hopefully we got the shiny luck, the shiny magic running through us at the moment. 4K encounters, nice. Ever so, just marching your way to odds. Hopefully, we got the Totodile basically at half odds. Hopefully you get the same amount of luck today. You get that half odds hit. Hopefully it all works out. All right, now that we got going, we're settled in. We're really schmoving and grooving with this. I need to decompress. We've been running around trying to get stuff handled before getting into the stream today. So let me try and catch my breath and collect my thoughts. First, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Definitely need to do that. Soothe the vocal cords, get everything nice and lubricated. And then I also want to get out of here, and I'm going to get rid of this real quick. Get rid of these little notification thingies. All right, we should be good to go there. And get back on track with the Tepig, with the pig. And on top of everything, trying to get situated for this stream, I have not eaten dinner. So I ate a really late lunch. I started eating lunch around like 3:45, and then finished eating lunch around 4:45 because, well, of course, in the middle of eating my delayed lunch, I had something come up for work, and we have a lot of very pressing things on the docket on the work schedule right now. And luckily, it's not on us or me, really, for the issues that we're having. It is on a separate company that we're working with. So yeah, we got some things we got to figure out in a very short amount of time, and I don't think it's going to get figured out. So thankfully, it's not on me. But yeah, so I got a little tiny snack here to hang on to throughout the duration of the stream. So we got some tomato basil pizza crisp. Get these things from Costco. They are pretty solid, fairly good on the protein, a little high in the fat, but that's a-okay. Fat's not the worst thing for you. Not all that much carbs. So yeah, I'm actually going to open this up real quick, try and do it away from the mic so it's not super loud on y'all. But they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're solid. They taste pretty dang good. They have different, I've gotten all sorts of different variants of these at Costco over, but yeah, they're just little pizza chips. So eat me a little something while we stream, and maybe I'll make a small dinner when we're done. We will see. But what's up with everyone? How's it going? How was the weekend? Unfortunately, did not stream yesterday. The same issues really. Work was just crazy yesterday. I finished work even later yesterday than today, and hadn't eaten dinner, but I was very hungry because I did not eat a late lunch yesterday. So I got off work at like 6 o'clock. You know, we start streaming at 6:30. I was exhausted after dealing with everything with work yesterday, and then I had to eat. And by the time I had gotten back with the food, it was like 6:20, because I was like, I don't got the energy to cook anything right now. I just gotta go grab something real quick. And it was like, I thought about just pushing the stream back and starting a little later, but then I was like, you know what? Truthfully, I just need to relax. So I laid in bed. I watched some YouTube, watched some TikTok, and just kind of chilled for the rest of the night yesterday. So yeah, this is the first time I've seen everyone since last Friday. So yeah, anything exciting go on over the weekend? I don't think I can, I don't. It just goes to show you, I honestly do not remember what happened, what I did this past weekend. What did I do? What was going on in my life over the weekend? What did I do on Friday? I truthfully do that's how you know time is just like, when you get into your older, I'm 28. Okay, I'm not old, but once you really get into your working years and you're just kind of like, every week starts to really blend together and feel like the same thing over and over again. God, my memory, I have no clue what I did this past weekend. Clearly nothing eventful, because I do not remember it. I think it was Sunday. Went out a bit to do some shopping with Emily, and then we were trying to get back home for the Bills game, but Emily went to order a Chipotle online through the app and accidentally ordered from a store farther away from us. So we kind of had to go out of our way over there to get her food. And then we were like, well, we're all the way over here at this other shopping area, so let's go walk around over here as well. And then I think we did all that on, no, maybe not Saturday. I think we did that all on Friday too. I really don't remember. I think we just did a lot of hanging out, chilling, window shopping over the weekend. Nothing too eventful. My team, my Georgia Bulldogs, got smacked on Saturday. God, we played awful. So that was not fun. We've had a weird season. You know, we're not like losing a bunch of games. We've lost 2, which I guess for our standard, you know, we went 3 straight regular seasons without losing a game, 3 12-0 seasons in a row, and now we are 7-2 in this season. So after being a lifelong Bulldogs fan, you know, losing a bunch of disappointing games had become custom. But since our wave of success the last few years, going back from, you know, winning a bunch of games and hardly ever losing to now losing, you know, a couple of games and looking really disappointing in the process. It's not fun. It's not fun. So yeah, that game did not go well. So that was pretty disappointing this weekend, and hopefully this coming weekend is better. It's at home at least. This past game was at least a away game, so you know those are always, you know, tougher home, or I should say away crowds, and it was raining, so yada yada, all the excuses. But hopefully this coming weekend is better. We're at home. Maybe losing the game will have our team fired up to start performing a little better. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where the season goes. I mean, if we lose this Saturday, our season's basically over. We're not making the playoffs, so you know, it'll be a pretty intense next 3 weeks. Yeah, I guess we have 3 more games. Although one of those 3 games is against a pretty a smaller school, so that one should be a W. I think we have 3 straight home games, so we'll play Tennessee, a smaller school that I don't remember, and then the in-state rival Georgia Tech. And yeah, wouldn't put it past Georgia Tech to upset us. They are better this year than they have been in a lot of past years, and we're not looking great, and they always seem to upset us at home and not in there. We have not lost to them since the year like 1999 at their field. Like, it's been 25 years since we lost to them in, you know, Atlanta. That's where they are. But the last few times, I think they've beaten us like 3 times though since then, but they've all been at our home. So yeah, if they were going to upset us any year, unfortunately it does kind of seem like this would be the year. So yeah, a lot of pressure on the Tennessee and Georgia Tech game if we want any chance at making the postseason. But I will not ramble on about that too terribly much. I know not everyone is into the sports, and that's all good. That is all good and dandy. Football is really the only one I keep up with. I'm not into really anything else. Basketball, baseball, hockey. I don't really keep up with any of that other stuff. It is just the football. I guess I should say soccer. You know, American football, or worldwide football. There's soccer in America I do not keep track of. Used to be more of a basketball fan, but not as of late. That was really just a college thing. Ever since I left college, I've not been into basketball since. Just yeah. It don't really get me like football does. Also, there's just too many games. Same thing with baseball. There's way too many games. Like, how do you keep up with that many games a season? Especially if you're a fan of the overall sport and like watching a lot of games. You know, like with football, I like watching a lot of different games throughout the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. But in freaking baseball and basketball, it's like, how many freaking teams like do you gotta keep up with? How many games you gotta watch to really be informed and on top of everything? It's too much for me. Too much for me. I will stick with my American football. Let's see, is there anything? I do this all the time. I was about to be like, okay, we're going to hit 7,500. Let's really, you know, do it up. Let's do it to it. And then I completely forgot. And so, yeah, we're at 7,500 encounters now and still trucking along for this Tepig. Really, I still cannot believe I found that Totodile. That one really took me for a loop. I did not see that coming. I was about to end stream too. I was about 5 seconds away from going, man, I'm getting a little loopy here. I think the next few encounters are going to be the last resets, and then I'll call it a night, because we were just about to hit what, 1,400 resets, I think. And in my head, I was like, it's getting kind of late. That's a solid number to end on. Maybe I'll just call it here. And then that little Totodile showed up, and yeah, it took me for a loop. Hopefully Tepig can do the same thing. But that Soul Silver hunt really puts into perspective how slow this freaking hunt is. I'm getting ready for this hunt to be over, because I'm just ready for hunts that have much quicker encounters and resets. Like, I think it's probably a whole 2 minutes that I gotta sit through the cutscene and the talking and the A mashing and looking at the menu and all that. I want to start doing like legendary encounter hunts where it's just like reset the game, encounter the legendary, battle starts. Oh, not shiny, reset. 10 seconds. None of this Bianca tipping her hat, you know, shruggy and giving me a Pokedex and trying to make me nickname a Pokemon and telling me all the hoopla. Yeah, that's the real tough part about a shiny badge quest. It's like the point of the game is to play the game and you're trying to do it with shinies, but it just starts taking so long. It's like, just let me play the freaking, I just want to play the game. It's like what? I think it's a South Park meme. It's like, well, what do we do now? What do we do? We finally play the game. I forget. I think that comes from South Park, right? Is it like the World of Warcraft episode where they like are trying to beat up that one like no life dude and they go like grind on a bunch of wild hogs or something? It's been so long since that's like one of the only episodes of South Park I think I could really remember ever watching. I think that maybe it comes from something else. I'm pretty sure it's just Cartman's voice that I remember, but it's like, what do we do now? Now we play the game. Although I certainly did watch, like, I never really went out of my way to watch South Park on my own. But I had a friend growing up who really enjoyed watching that, and so sometimes we would watch it together at his house when we were hanging out, and that was about the only time I ever really watched South Park. And yeah, but other than that World of Warcraft episode, I really do not remember a single episode of South Park that I watched over the years. Yeah, that is not any of my formative memories from that television show. Let's see, anything eventful in the world of Pokemans? It's been kind of slow. It's been kind of quiet, really. I mean, other than TCG Pocket coming out, like, what has really been going on in the Pokemon world? Not really. We have no Legends ZA news to talk about. They have not revealed anything about they have not mentioned that game since the reveal trailer. Don't know a thing about Legends ZA. Guess what is the anime going on right now? The new anime without Ash Ketchum? I do not know a thing that's going on there. I guess what? No, there have been no more DLC or anything going on with Scarlet Violet. It's just a lot of it's kind of a quiet time for the Pokemon. Not much happening. Really, not much in the like physical TCG space either. I mean, I know Surging Sparks just came out, which is kind of cool. Yeah, anytime you get a Pikachu set, kind of neat. It has a little extra chase to it because the Chew is the big Pika. But I guess the news of a Prismatic Evolution, I think that's the Eevee set that's coming out early next year. I think that has a lot of people hyped because Eevee Evolution set, the last time we got one of those was Evolving Skies, and yeah, that set has been a little bit crazy. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Not only do I want them to take their time to make better work, I want them to take their time so that their employees are just like not stressed out and pulling out their hair trying to meet these crazy deadlines of getting stuff pumped out. But also I know that that's how they make their money. That's how they make their money. They make a new generation of games, or yeah, new generation of games, new Pokemon. So they got, you know, new merch, new anime, new TCG. Because that's really where it all comes from. You know, the games, they sell well. You know, they do pretty good, but that's in the day. They aren't truly the money makers. The money makers are the merchandise. And in order to pump out new merchandise, sometimes you just need a new you need a new game to base stuff on. But I think they're gonna do good for themselves by, you know, taking some time to really flesh out Legends ZA, and then take some more time to flesh out Generation 10, because like Generation 10 I feel like has a lot riding on it. You know, if Generation 10 of Pokemon is not like groundbreaking, like if it's a bad game, that's like, I think that's a big deal. You know, Generation 10 needs to like really have an impact. Now, they might have thought the same thing for Generation 5, you know, and you kind of saw how that turned out. Generation 5 was very poorly received and took a decade for people to come around on it and be like, hey, you know, maybe Black and White and Black 2 White 2 aren't that bad. So, which really, I feel like since Generation 5, Pokemon has been in I really don't, who knows what it was like before then, but I feel like Generations 1 to 4 were all generally well received upon release. It was like Gen 5 that really started the trend of release a generation, people complain about it. I don't think X and Y didn't really see that. X and Y might have the opposite issue, where it came out and was like really hyped and everyone loved it. But as time has gone on, I feel like people are like kind of getting away from X and Y and being like, hey, this game was kind of incomplete. Maybe we want a little more. But then games like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, like, I don't feel like they were that well received when they came out. I don't think they were hated on, maybe to the extent Generation 5 was, but I do think those games are starting to see a little bit of a resurgence in like opinion, I should say. I don't think they were the most well opinionated games, but now I think a lot of people are coming around like, maybe Generation 7 wasn't that bad. You found back-to-back shinies in Go today. Wow, congrats on that. What Pokemon were they? Congrats. Also, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you around here before. Glad to have you. Which, it's gotten me thinking a little bit. I was like, do I want to... I haven't played Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon since the games came out. Do I want to go back and try that out, give it another shot? Which really, I should probably do that with X and Y. It's been even longer since I played X and Y, so I should probably, if I'm going to replay 3D games, it should be probably start with X and Y, and maybe Oris. Both of those games I haven't touched in over a decade. Yeah. I think really the complaint everyone had, I think Generation 5, mainly Black and White and Sun and Moon, the biggest complaint people have for those games is that they're so story driven that there's a lot of dialogue and there's a lot of text to mash through. So I feel like those are the big issues people have with those two games, is that they're just kind of dialogue heavy. And sometimes it can get in the way of just playing. So I can understand that being a common complaint, and once the general masses move on from the games a little bit, and the more hardcore fans keep them like, you know, around in their memory, that's when the affection for them starts to build, where it's like, hey, you know, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe, yeah, the dialogue's a little heavy, but like, they're cool games. Now, I think what really hurt Sun and Moon was the fact that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were just basically the same games. Like, at least with Black and White and Black 2 White 2, they are very distinctly different games. But like, Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon are so similar. Like, they have enough differences, but like, I don't know if it's enough to really warrant. Now, it's the same debate of like, was Emerald really necessary compared to Ruby and Sapphire? Like, Ruby and Sapphire are solid games. Did you need Emerald, or was Emerald kind of a money-making ploy? Now, granted, Emerald is a very good game, but like, when you really look at it, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, they're all the same game. Emerald just adds a bit more to it. So like, you can make the same argument for all those games of being like basically the same thing as they already released twice, but Ultra Sun and Moon also, they were 2 games. So whereas you could kind of understand maybe a little bit like with Emerald of improving the game, kind of combining the stories and expanding it, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were like, did we need 2 of them though? Like, could you not have just made Pokemon Star and gone back to the whole 3rd game format? Did we need 2 of them? So I do think that generation, Gen 7, got a little bit of a unfortunate stigma on it, or retaliation, due to the fact that they basically released the same games 4 times. I'll give a pass to Platinum. I will truly give a pass to Platinum, because like, like Crystal and Emerald are great games. They're the definitive game from their generation, but Crystal and Emerald truly aren't needed for generations 2 and 3. Like, those generations would be solid without Crystal and Emerald. Diamond and Pearl needed Platinum. Like, I've been playing through Diamond and Pearl lately, trying to get stuff set up for the Shiny Living Dex, and I gotta be honest, they might be the most miserable Pokemon games to play from the older generations. They are slow. They don't look very good. Like, they are very basic in their aesthetic. The trainers and like the story is not fleshed out nearly as well. Like, Platinum does a lot for Diamond and Pearl. So I give that one a pass, because truly without Platinum, I think Diamond and Pearl might be remembered as like the worst games from the early Pokemon generations, I should say. At least that's my opinion. Maybe people remember them differently, more fondly, don't think they're that bad, but I think Platinum does a lot of heavy lifting for the argument that Generation 4 is one of the best generations. Now, I know Heart Gold, Soul Silver also do a lot of heavy lifting because they are good remakes. But like, I think without Platinum and just Heart Gold, Soul Silver adding on to Generation 4, I don't think it would be nearly as well remembered and, you know, well respected amongst the Pokemon fan base. Because you play Diamond or Pearl and then play Platinum, and then you'll notice a world of difference in how much better the game is. A lot more so than I feel like you notice when going from like Ruby to Emerald. Like, just the restructuring of the story in Platinum really helps out, because like the mid game of Diamond and Pearl is just kind of like, which it kind of is the old classic like run around and figure it out kind of mentality to the game, but sometimes that can be a little detrimental. Like, yeah, sure, yeah, in a game like that, you probably should be talking to every NPC and should be, you know, really exploring the whole region to like figure everything out. But at the same time, it can be a bit cumbersome to like figure out what you gotta, you know, do when there's like basically no direction and no instruction. You're just kind of like aimlessly roaming about. But it's like but the difference is like, okay, Generation 1 and Generation 2, there is a little bit of that, you know, in the mid game, the aimlessly roaming about. You know, Generation 1, you get through the second or the third gym, and like, really, no, it's the second gym, right? Because like you can technically skip Surge and go past his gym, right? Because like you just need to get cut off the SSN, which you have to use to get into Surge's gym. But like you don't even have to take on his gym. You can go to Rock Tunnel and just fumble your way around without Flash and try and, you know, then go and take the other gyms on, right? Like I'm trying to remember. Surge is fairly skippable, correct? What HM do you get access to from Surge? I can't remember. Like, does he block off something that you need? Because like to get to Erica, you just got to get through Rock Tunnel. You just need Cut to get Erica as well. So like, couldn't you, Kevin, what up? How's it going? Yeah, it's been a minute. But yeah, there's a good bit of aimlessly kind of roaming about, figuring things out in Generation 1. But it's like everywhere you go, there's an option. You know, it's the story is open, like the options are open. So you can afford to roam about and like experience things because like you don't have to do things in a certain order. But like Generation 4, and same with Generation 2, like once you beat Morty, you know, you can go take on Price and then Chuck and then Jasmine, or you can do Chuck and then Price and then Jasmine, or Chuck, Price, then Jasmine. Like there's an openness to it, but like everywhere you go, there's an option of something progressing. But like Generation 4 is very much like, yeah, you kind of can roam about, but you got to do it linearly. Like there's a progression to it that you have to follow. And so if you kind of miss something, you're just kind of stuck. And so that's where Platinum really helps out, because it kind of like it doesn't handhold you like some of the other games do with the dialogue, but it does help guide you throughout the game through the Sinnoh story, which is really nice. Specifically like with taking on Fantina, because in Diamond and Pearl, she just won't battle you until you progress the story to a certain point. But like there's no like real rhyme or reason to it. She's just like, you just can't go into her gym and go up the elevator thing until you like clear out the event in like Celestic Town or whatever. It's just kind of like, it's a bit all over the place. And you get to what's the Pastoria? Instead of the story kind of like leading you to the Grunt by the Great Marsh and like doing all that with Crasher Wake, and you just got to go talk to the Grunts, which sure, the Galactic Grunts kind of stick out in your experience with them being the bad guys. So you see one just randomly hanging out, you probably want to go talk to them, but you might not. Maybe you don't recognize their Galactic Grunt because they have their back towards you and they're like facing the trees, and so maybe you just don't recognize them from behind. So yeah, that's just a long-winded way of me going about saying Platinum does a lot for Diamond and Pearl. Like, it really does help those games out a bunch. Also, the team design, it's very noticeable. Like, throughout the entire region of Sinnoh, the teams are just different between Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Like, even random trainers that don't really seem like they should need a team overhaul, they do. You know, random trainers on Cycling Road will have different Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl to Platinum. Gym leaders, specifically ones like Candace and, you know, Volkner, have much more fleshed out type appropriate teams. The characterization of Cyrus is immense in Platinum. Like, he's kind of hands off and not really all there too much in Diamond and Pearl, but like he's pretty constantly like involved in the plot and the character throughout the story. And then like the introduction of Looker as a character in the Platinum, which I did not realize when going back to play Diamond and Pearl that Looker was not a part of those games, or at least, yeah. So I'm replaying Platinum right now. I have not seen Looker in the game yet, so I'm pretty sure he's a Platinum introduced character, and he's not the world's greatest character by any means, but he does really help out with kind of working through the story of Galactic and the region and everything. Because like in Veilstone, you get the HM for Fly kind of randomly just in like the outpost portion of Team Galactic's HQ. It's just sitting there. But in Diamond and Pearl, nothing really requires you to go in there. Like eventually you will kind of come through there and see the item on the ground. But it's also you can completely miss it too. And missing access to Fly is pretty not the greatest, because having access to quick travel around the region is very nice. But in Platinum, Looker kind of like guides you into that building because he's like wanting to investigate and you got to go along with them. And yeah. Just a long-winded, yep. Platinum is a very good game. Platinum is a very good game. Diamond and Pearl should be thanking Platinum for existing, because it really did a lot for that generation. And BDSP was foolish for not implementing more of Platinum's features. It's pretty shocking how, I know, I understand, like, okay, if you make both Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl very much like Platinum, then they're basically the same game. Like, you can still add some things here or there from Platinum to improve upon the base game more, but nope, they said faithful remake, here we go. They were so faithful with the remake of BDSP, they even kept the glitches in there, which I think that's honestly hilarious, that like they were so faithful to the game that the glitches that were in the game originally are still in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. 15 years later, separate consoles, different devices, like similar glitches. It's kind of funny. But going back to the original point of this this whole rant, I think Generation 7 is seeing and will be seeing a resurgence of people being like, oh, Gen 7's actually a pretty solid generation. I think it was overhated on. Gen 8, I don't know about Gen 8, because like once you kind of get the public outcry of like Dexit, as they call it, the National Dex controversy and the tree textures, like once you get those people kind of out of the conversation and out of sight, out of mind, and it's just people talking about the game, I'm not sure about Sword and Shield. I think they might see a little bit of a bump in like in discussion on how good they actually were. I don't know if they'll ever become beloved games. Like, they were solid enough, but I also feel like they were kind of a bit bland in some ways. And then yeah, Gen 9, I unfortunately, I think Gen 9 will be forever remembered as having a good foundation of like a story and premise, but just horribly executed. I feel like that'll be Gen 9's legacy. Cool story, good gimmick, like it's a good idea all around. They just didn't execute it super well. Ooh, man. Quite the pop in right there. Quite the pop. And yeah, I think Generation 10 has a lot riding on its shoulders. I feel like it really needs to set the bar, up the ante, be like, look, we are very much still capable of making these really good games. And for the 10th generation of games, here's an absolute banger. Not just on premise, but also in execution. Yeah, it's just so interesting because like I've seen screenshots, I've seen people talk about like what is it, Xenoblade that's on the Switch and like how good that game can look in other games that are on the Switch, and like it's very capable of supporting like a better looking game and a better running game. I just something about Scarlet Violet was just rushed and not optimized. Because it certainly had the potential, but I just don't think it capitalized properly. But considering it's the third highest selling generation of all time, I don't know if, and Generation 8 is the second highest selling generation of all time. It'll be interesting to see how much of a lesson Game Freak actually tries to take from them. Because, like, they're still making money. So, for them at the end of the day, like, the games are selling well, they're making money. Do they really need to like push the envelope and, you know, go beyond and really, you know, create a stellar work? Or do they just need to make something with a cool shell of paint, but nothing too much deeper? I don't know. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to play Gen 9. I'm sure I will eventually. I'm sure I will get around to playing it someday. I really wish I'd... Nintendo Game Freak, I'm sorry. I gotta wish I downloaded a Switch emulator before they got axed. Because I think I'd heard that some people had kind of figured out a way to tweak Generation 9 on emulator to run a bit better. So I kind of wish I had done that, gotten that squared away before everything got 86th. That is the term, right? 86ing something? I think so. But yeah, man, someday, you know, down the road, I'm sure I'll play Generation 9. Or maybe maybe I hold firm and just don't do it and continue my days. You know, I'll play Legends ZA, I'll play Generation 10 when it comes out, and maybe we just let Gen 9 be that one kind of redheaded stepchild of the Pokemon, whatchamacallit, game library. I don't know if that's the correct wording I'm really looking for there. I need to get around to playing Legends Arceus. Like, I really do need to do that because I've had the game ever since it came out. I know I should play it. I cannot get myself to find the time to come around and play it. I'll probably play it for like stream or, you know, on the channel or something eventually. I kind of have something in the works in my head for down the road with that. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but I should definitely try and play Legends Arceus before Legends ZA comes out. I did try and play Brilliant Diamond because I bought Brilliant Diamond on release day, like I did Legends Arceus, and I think with Brilliant Diamond, I think I got past Gardenia. I think I beat the second gym, and then I might have made it to Heartholm. But then I think I kind of stopped playing and got bored of it. Yeah, I definitely think I would enjoy Legends Arceus. It looks like a fun game. It looks like a different take. Obviously, it's a very different take and different experience on Pokemon. So I certainly need to play it. I'm certainly would enjoy playing it. It looks cool, and you know, looks like a really fun time. I'm lazy, and I'm bad at procrastinating, and also bad at time management. So. Just a real triple threat of productivity. Trying to think, do I want to make a call? I've been kind of like, I've been on the fence and haven't really been doing the encounter calls very much recently, but finding that Totodile has got me a little bit reinvigorated. So what am I feeling? I'm thinking the 7600s, so 7,600 and... You know what? I'm going to be a little cheeky with it. 7,654. We got 7,554 on the screen right now. It's a, descending order of numbers, 7654. I'm feeling it. That's what I'm going to call 7,654 is the encounter that I think we'll be getting a Shiny Tepig on. Hopefully, I'm correct. I have not been so far, but I think this week is the time to change, the time to really take action, and I don't know where I'm going with that. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. No, don't say that. Don't say that. It's gotta be now. It cannot, I do get the sneaking suspicion that this hunt is going over odds. I do. I get the suspicion this is going over odds. I think the issue with this hunt is the time it takes to get a reset in. I think it just takes so long to get a reset that you miss out on a lot of shiny shiny seeds, shiny tiles, whatever. The RNG seed where you would get a shiny. I feel like because it takes you so long to get through the resets, you're not hitting like nearly as many of the like seeds as you would in like a game where you're resetting a whole bunch and you're like constantly getting a new encounter. I feel like that might be the issue with this hunt and why it like takes a long time. Yeah, I think I saw that post on Reddit too. You always gotta wonder with some of those posts that people put on Reddit with like just a picture, oh, I got this shiny whatever and a few hundred blah blah blahs. It's like that's cool, you got a screenshot, the shiny's there, but like take it with a tiny grain of salt, because you never know who could be fibbing for some internet clout. Also, like, if you're playing on emulator, what's stopping you from just putting in a shiny boosting odds cheat code and resetting a couple hundred times to get a boosted odds shiny and be like, oh my god, look, I got a shiny. All right, come on now, come on. Let us see, let us see. Ba-bam, ba-boom. You know what? Maybe this little Tepig gift, maybe they're bad luck. Why would they be bad luck? I don't know. I'm just being superstitious because I did not have an animated little gif of Tepig or as Totodile, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil on the screen for Soul Silver. So maybe having little shiny Tepig on the screen jumping around constantly is scaring off all the other shiny Tepigs. Maybe they are intimidated and overwhelmed by the presence of a constant overseeing shiny. Yeah, I'm enjoying the physical hardware, you know, playing of the games and the resetting. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever truly do a shiny hunt on like an emulator or anything. Just I feel like I would get too tempted to like use speed up, and at that point, you know, if you're spamming speed up to do the resets and everything. Unless you're doing a shiny badge quest in a game like this with a really high odds, and you're trying to find just a bunch of, even then it's like, by running speed up and just blazing through the game as quick as possible, you're kind of taken away from the point of the shiny hunting. This is like, how amped can you be to find a shiny when you can get like 1,000 encounters done in an hour because you got or like even less than that because you got super speed going on with your game. I'm sure anyone can be excited about anything that they do, but I feel like there's more satisfaction of like having to sit here and mash the buttons and use the physical DSs and would just wait it out, you know. You're not wrong, the yeah, the long wait, the hours and hours of button mashing, that's what makes finding the shiny worth it. And the knowledge that you typically have to go through that is what makes, like, you know, finding an early shiny worth it. You know, you find a shiny really fast in a game like this, it's exciting because then it's like your brain, you know, okay, I just saved myself so many hours of monotonous A and B mashing and got this really rare thing off rip. But then when you gotta wait 10,000 encounters to get the shiny, then it's like, you know, that's when the true reward is felt in your heart. Am I coping because I haven't found the shiny Tepig yet? Maybe a little bit. Oh goodness, inside my nose just got itchy. Good lord. Let's see, is there any... No, I don't got much other than rambling about the Pokemon stuff. I guess I do not have too much on my noggin at the moment. Yeah, so much going on with like wedding planning and working around families for holidays and that's the unfortunate thing for this conversation. No, no, I do not really play any other video games. Really, the only reason I've been playing Pokemon lately is to set up this Shiny Living Dex. Like, I play Pokemon here, there, a fair bit, but no, I just kind of... I do not play video games much anymore. I had told myself, you know, I was trying to find something to play, something to do. I went on Steam one day and was trying to find just something to occupy my time and, you know, enjoy in my free time. And I saw that Kingdom Hearts, like a bunch of Kingdom Hearts games and the like, were coming out on Steam. And they came out. I put them on my like wish list or whatever, and I got notified from Steam that they were out, and so I could get them and play them. And Kingdom Hearts is probably the series of games behind Pokemon that I put the most time into. So I kind of wanted to replay the Kingdom Hearts games I have played in the past, which is just Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 a lot growing up, a lot. Now, for how much I played them, I never officially beat Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't know why. I just would always get down to a certain point and kind of stop playing it, and then I would pick up a different game or start playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and then when I came back to Kingdom Hearts 1, I would just reset the game. And so I never officially beat Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way. I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 a handful of times. That game I played a lot. I really liked Kingdom Hearts 2. But then all the handheld games like Chain of Memories, Birth by Sleep, 365, Days Over 2, never played any of those. So I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 because I don't have really a console, which is that on Steam? I don't know if it is. So I was kind of wanting to go back and play Kingdom Hearts 2 as much as I could. I don't know if all the games are on Steam like that. I think some of the games like 365 Days Over 2 is just like a movie kind of cutscene to fill you in on what happened in the game in the Steam bundle. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would like, and I think they put the final mixes of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on Steam. I remember way back when I was playing them and was like, man, really into them. I really wanted to play the final mix versions of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, specifically 2. But I can't remember if they never came out in America. They were only in Japan, or it was something. I just never I never played them because there were like, you know, some new boss fights, some added content to the final mix versions of the games, and I just always wanted to play them and never did. And I think they might be on Steam, the final mixes, which would be cool. Like I always wanted to fight Terra in Kingdom Hearts 2 in that, you know, that final mix exclusive battle you do with him. But yeah, never played the game. I watched people do it on YouTube and all that good jazz, but never did it myself. I remember putting so much time. I put so much time into beating Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like I grinded away on getting levels and filling out my attributes and getting like figuring out the best Keyblade and yada yada, like really working on it. It took me a while to beat Sephiroth the first time. to get the timing down on all of his stuff, and yeah, be able to get through it. Which I've heard that Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2 is not even as hard as he is in Kingdom Hearts 1. So if I ever get myself to sit down and play that, and that could be a real treat for me trying to get through that fight. Which I think in Kingdom Hearts 1, Sephiroth is a part of the Olympus Coliseum like tournament stuff, I believe, but he's kind of just a secret post-game boss battle in Kingdom Hearts 2. I never really, maybe in Kingdom Hearts 2 I might have, I can't remember if I did all the Olympus Cups or not in Kingdom Hearts 2. Definitely did not do very many of them in Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't even know if I was able to really beat. What was it? I think you have to fight. Who is it? Leon and Tifa. Is that her name? That's like one of the battles you have to do mandatorily. Mandatory. I remember struggling with like one of those Kingdom Hearts 1 Olympus battles and being like, this is not fun. This is challenging. At the time I was, I don't know, 10, 11 maybe, first time I played Kingdom Hearts. So, was not the world's greatest at video games at the time. That's some luck right there. Getting 2 of those in a row, or at the same time. I guess because one of my games is in Japanese, I have no idea, no earthly idea what the natures are for any of these Tepigs over here on the left. I just see shiny, no shiny, male, female. That's all which I've gotten to the point now, even on the English one, I'm not, I don't pay attention to anything other than looking at the Tepig, and I might look at the gender of the Pokemon just to see if we got two females, or, just randomly checking it out, but I'm basically just looking to see if that pig's a different color, see if there's a little star down there, and then we moving on. But you know what? You bring up the Snivy. Let's, I'm going to throw off, we're going to do back-to-back non-Tepig encounters. We're going to do 2 Snivy and then 2 Oshawott and see if some random craziness ensues. See if we get one of those to come through as a shiny out of nowhere. So let's see, we'll do Snivy first, and then we'll do Oshawott afterwards. How about that? So let's see, move over here to the left, to the left, to the left. All right, yeah, you do that. Hopefully we both get a shiny. Hopefully we both, fates align, universe, all that, good karma, good cosmic juju. We just happen to get shinies of the opposite Pokemon. So let's see, who do I want to go? I'm going to check these one at a time. I'm going to check English first. See what we got over here. Not a shiny, but on the left. Also not a shiny. So Snivy was a no-go. Let's see if Oshawott is our savior. So let us see. Ooh. So go over here to the right and check out the little baby otter. What do you got? Give me some chips. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get really hungry. Those things are not holding me over as much as I thought they would. I'm starting to crave some real dinner. Nah, I just I just started clicking and going through, but nope, no Oshawott. Was worth a shot, worth a go. But even the little otter does not want to be our friend. Oh man. Okay. Whew. I don't know what. Both of my eyes right there just kind of like glazed over. I had to like, oh goodness. You have 18k resets on Dune. Laprapples. Don't tell me that. I mean, like, do tell me that because like my heart goes out to you. I hope you get it really soon. But that's rough. That is rough. I am sorry about that. Hopefully we do not gotta say, I hope I do not suffer the same fate. That is a long hunt. 18k, wow. Double odds. Which game are you doing it in? No, I have thought about switching it up to, because I have I have a Japanese, well, do I have a Japanese copy of both black and white, or do I just have one? Where are my games? Well, which of you do I have? I think it's just a black, so okay. I do have Japanese black, and then I have English black and white that I would have to reset the games and make sure I trade over my Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus. But I have thought about trying to reset in black and white just for a little change of pace, just to see what happens. Maybe we strike gold in there real quick, you know, just try something new. But we've been going with this for so long, I feel like I kind of just I gotta stick it through here and see what happens. Oh, goodness. We are closing in on 7,600. We are just creeping away at getting the odds, aren't we? We are just creeping away. What? We're about 600 away, because yeah, what? 8,192. So we are 600 encounters away from hitting odds. I mean, that's 600 whole encounters to get a shiny, but after over 7.5k, it's feeling like we're going to get there. It is feeling like we are going to get there. I think this is new. Spiky-eared Pichu appears. I think that is I think I added that kind of recently to the playlist. I don't know if I've really listened to it all the way through before, which is kind of low, honestly. I don't really hear much of it at the moment. I kind of hear it through my speakers, but not a whole lot. Oi, 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 oi. Tepig, oh Tepig. You're making me, I ain't gonna lie, you're making me want some bacon tonight for dinner. You are making me want some bacon. Not because you look scrumptious, but because I'm starting to feel like I need to make some threats. Shine for me or your brothers and sisters get it. Or maybe I just want bacon because I'm hungry. Maybe that's it too. When is the last time I had bacon is a great question. Like just straight up bacon. I think the other day I got actually last night. Well, okay, so last night I did have a bacon cheeseburger. So yeah, I guess technically I did have bacon last night. But I was thinking like straight up bacon with like a breakfast meal, bacon with eggs and sausage and hash browns, whatever. Can't remember the last time I just had straight up bacon as like a side with a meal, like a breakfasty type. It's been a minute. I don't really go to like, we used to go to this, I think everywhere around, maybe not everywhere in the country, but I think a lot of places in the country have Waffle House, right? I live in the Southeast. We have Waffle House everywhere. But anyways, I used to go to Waffle House a lot more, pretty often. I used to go pretty often. Me and my friends would go there a lot during college. Emily and I went there a decent bit when we first started dating. But I don't think I've been to a Waffle House in 3 years. It has been a while. And there's one not far down the road from me. Like, we very much could go to a Waffle House very often. It's actually, there aren't that many restaurants super close to us where we live. Waffle House is one of them. We've just never been there. There's also an Arby's near us that we've never been to because it's Arby's. And I think there's a Little Caesars nearby. Have not gotten. What else? Jersey Mike's. I think there's a Jersey Mike's close by that have not touched. That one's personal though, because I worked at a Jersey Mike's in high school for like a year and a half. It was kind of, it wasn't the greatest at first. Well, actually, okay, so it started off really great because I started working there at that Jersey Mike's when it first opened. It was like, there was a shopping center right outside my parents' neighborhood, growing up, and they put I think they just had some, well, it used to be a Blockbuster, was that whole, or was it, yeah, a Blockbuster video, one of those kind of video stores. I forget if it was exactly Blockbuster or a different one. It was there in like the corner of the shopping center, and then it closed down eventually. And they split it up into like two businesses, but Jersey Mike's moved into the one half, and me and two of my best friends from high school, which still two of my best friends today, started working there together. And when we first started, it was actually pretty it was a pretty solid gig. It was a bunch of younger people like we went to high school with. We didn't know all of them, but we got to know them, and it was a good time at first. But then management started getting a little just overbearing, and they, after the first few months of working there, they went from having 5, 6, 7 people per shift, so plenty of people to like interact with and really like cut up with during the day. They've trimmed it down to like 3, maybe 4 people, and it was still pretty good. We all got along, and of course when we got to work together, me and my best friends, that was always a good time. We'd always kind of hang out after work and just chill, and we became pretty good friends with a couple of the people, other kids that worked there with us. But then we had this one like shift manager who was really overbearing and just started writing people up for no reason, was constantly watching the cameras and just being way too extra. And so we all ended up quitting because of him. And then so I quit, and then I got my job back maybe 2 months later because I heard he'd been fired, because I think everyone hated him. And so I asked the higher up manager if I could get my job back, and he was like, sure, I'll let you have your job back because I liked you, but you didn't give in a 2 weeks. You just quit on us. So, you know, I wasn't happy about that, but we'll let you back. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I really am. I should have given it 2 weeks, but that shift manager pissed me off so badly. I was like, this guy gotta get a grip. But my other friend who had worked there with me and then also quit, he was not so lucky. They were not so forgiving on him for quitting because he quit in the middle of a shift and just left. And so they did not like that at all. I at least quit after a shift. They had a problem there of telling people to come in, and then when it wasn't busy, telling people to clock out and just hang out there until it got busy again, and then you would start working. And I think at first we didn't really care because we were like, oh, whatever, we were high schoolers. You know, in high school, a lot of times you don't really think about it or really maybe care about the money or the ethics of it. But then he was told to clock out and not work, and he sat there for over an hour with nothing going on. So he was like, can I just go home? Like, I'm not working, I'm not doing anything, I'm not making money, like I'm just sitting here at a booth, can I just leave? And they're like, no, we might need you. And he was like, but that's ridiculous, like the shift is another 3 hours, I've been sitting here for an hour not doing anything. And they're like, no, we need you here. And then I think after another 30 minutes he was like, screw this, and he just got up and left. And was like, I quit. And yeah, they when he tried to ask for his job back, they did not, well, they just didn't respond. They just ignored him. Which I guess is kind of fair. But I will say, after working there for so long and then another thing that management did that kind of ruined our experience working there was when we first started working there, every work shift you got a free regular sub. Well, eventually they moved on to the policy being you get a 50% off mini sub for every work shift. So you went from getting a free 7-inch sandwich per shift to a 50% off 4-inch sandwich per shift. And then I think you could just get 50% off whatever you wanted. I can't, at some point they might have walked that back and been like, okay, well, you can also get a regular sandwich too, because I do remember throughout my entire time there, I would make regular sandwiches for me. I never made minis. But when you work in a place like that and just make your own sandwich how you want to, going back there to eat, knowing what you could have versus what they will give you, it's you kind of just don't want to go back, because it's oh, I know the secret, the little handy dandy extra recipe to make this even better, but you can't ask them for that because they're like, no, we don't do that. You can only do it when you work there and make it for yourself. So I think since I stopped working at Jersey Mike's, I have eaten there 2, maybe 3 times in the last decade. Because I stopped working there 10 years ago when I graduated high school. So yeah, that was not going back. And plus, Jersey Mike's is really expensive. It's probably the best quality sub that you can get over Subway and Firehouse, but they are pricey, and they were pricey before prices went up. I cannot imagine how much they cost now. That has got to be one expensive sandwich. Oh goodness, couldn't get that. Yeah, like it tastes really good. Like it has really good taste. They had, I don't know about, you know, obviously now I can assume they're running the same kind of operation, but yeah, they had really good quality, really good flavor. But yeah, they are pricey for a sandwich. For just a sandwich, chips, and drink, it can be a little much. But man, there was nothing quite like back in the day when we would just get a giant like Philly cheese sandwich, Philly cheese sub, and make it how we want. Add the Chipotle. What was it? Maybe it wasn't. Was it Chipotle something? Yeah. Just make it up how we wanted with all the cheese and the veggies and, you know, the grilled meat and the toasted bun. That was some good shit. Those were good memories. Like ending a work day, just hanging out on the side deck, just chatting with people, chowing down on a big old sandwich. That was solid. That was solid. Me and my two friends, we always wanted to be the guys on the grill because, like, you know, it's really when we were there, it's like one guy, one person, guy, girl, one person working the grill, and then like 4 people working the rest of the line. You got one slicer, one putting the sandwich together, maybe one wrapper, depending on, probably not nowadays. It's probably like the sandwich maker wraps them as well, but there was a time where like you were wrapping and then there was someone doing the register, and it was always nice being the person on the grill because you really didn't have to interact with anyone. It was just like the person taking the orders and slicing up the meat. If there was a hot sandwich, would write it down and put the ticket up there for you, and you're just back there in the zone, just chopping away at meat, you know, dicing up. It was kind of fun. It was kind of a fun little thing. Oh man. Your teeth ever feel weird? Like you ever feel like a weird, like, just smacked the absolute crap out of my camera. Good lord. You ever have like this weird like pressure in your teeth and they like all of a sudden feel like they don't fit in your mouth? That ever happened to anyone? I just randomly had that kind of like come up out of nowhere. A weird feeling, like my top teeth. That was interesting. Eventually I did, you know, when at Jersey Mike's, in order to be like a meat slicer, because, you know, they slice all the meat fresh for you on when you order the sandwich. You have to be 18. And, you know, when I first started working there, I think I was 17. And then, you know, once I turned 18, I luckily never cut myself on the meat slicer. That would probably be pretty bad to ever cut. It definitely would be pretty bad. Someone that I worked with there did cut themselves on that meat slicer early on when we first started working. Took off a little chunk of their pinky. It was not good at all. But I did cut myself pretty good one time while making it was, you know, you cut the bread and you slice the meat and, you know, put it all together. It was a rush, and I was trying to, you know, get through the orders quickly. And I was cutting the bread open, and I think it was my pinky finger as well. It was like drooping down a little bit over the bread as I was going, and I think I gashed into the side of my pinky like real good with a nice, you know, sharp serrated knife, and had to basically super glue the wound shut. That was kind of, whenever people would cut themselves, there was always just kind of the thing. There was a little first aid kit, and there was super glue in it, and just super glue the wound, put a band-aid on it, wrap it up, put a new glove back on, and went back to slicing meats and breads and cheeses. That was interesting. What was even more interesting was I was the only person in there at the time who was 18. So I was the only person that could use the meat slicer. So while I was patching up my finger, they just had to stop making food other than hot sandwiches. So that was yeah. It was like one of those cuts that was so clean and just happened so fast. I didn't even feel it. Like I knew it happened, but I picked my hand up real quick and like kind of looked at the customer and was like, I knew it happened, but my finger wasn't like hurting. I just like knew. I was like, 1 second, and just went back to the back and looked down at my hand. And it was just starting to bleed, all in the glove. It was yeah, it was something. Ooh, yeah, fryer oil burn. That is no bueno, not at all. I don't know if I never really had to work with like deep fryer, like fryer oil too much. I did work at a little cafe in college and in the back. So there was like the cafe up in the front of the building. It was like a big old dining hall kind of building. It was like a 2-story building, and on the top floor was just a massive, like all around student dining hall that, you know, people with meal plans would go up there and eat at. And it was like all a bunch of different stations and kind of like all you could eat, whatever. Well, on the first floor, there was like a little strip kind of cafe area that I worked at. And I got a reset. In the back of that cafe was the like catering department from the University of Georgia. They had like a whole catering, and it was like the people in the back there, they would make the food that went to the like eateries on campus, they called it. So like the little concession stands here, there, you know, you go into a random building, they might have a little concession stand of like pre-made sandwiches and this, that, the other, you know, Powerades, candy, you know, just a little like walk up, buy it. Oh, I got little visitors. I got little baby puppies. You want to go say hello? What y'all doing? Oh, I hear you. Hello. Hello. You want to come up here and say hello? What y'all doing? Come here. Come here, you little stinker. Come here, you little scrummy boy. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you. But yeah, and so in that little kitchen area they had back there where they would prepare the like pre-made eateries meals and stuff. They would also, if you know, random catering events were needed from the university, they would cook it back there. But they had deep fryers back there, and we served French fries at our little cafe. When I first started working there, that menu was expansive. There was a lot of stuff on that menu, including French fries and like chicken fingers. And so to make them, we would either go drop them ourselves in the fryers in the back and then, you know, come back up and work and then go back and get them, or we'd ask someone who was working back there to do it for us. I don't think I ever burned myself on the fryer oil. Can't say that, but fryer oil. Try and say that 5 times fast. Never to like a bad extent, maybe a slight little pop or something, like, you know, jump up on you, but no, never anything too crazy. When I was real young, I don't think I have the mark on my arm still. I think it's kind of faded. I know when I was like super young, my mom was cooking and I like either got up on a stool to like watch her or something, and I leaned my arm onto the hot coil from the stovetop. And I know for the longest time I had like just a line on my arm right here from where that happened. But I think it might still be slightly there, unless I'm imagining things. I think there, probably can't see it on camera, but I think there's the slightest little line from that burn still on my arm, but it was a lot more prominent for most of my life. I think it's just kind of recently started to fade and subside. Injury I still do have a remnant from. I cut my knee pretty good. I was like, in high school, I think it was, maybe late middle school, early high school, I was really into collecting pocket knives. I think my grandpa got me onto that or something. And I just got a new pocket knife, and I was just kind of like messing with it in the car while waiting for my sister like get done with soccer practice or something. And I was trying to cut up a tissue box. I was just kind of like carving into it, but I was like holding it over my leg, and I was like going down, and it slipped out of the tissue box, and I just clean cuts, you know, straight through the top of my knee, like a pretty big size cut, like deep. And honestly surprised my parents didn't. It was another one of those clean cuts that like got me so good, didn't even feel it. In fact, I didn't even notice it happened at first. I like, you know, missed the box and went down and was like, oh, that was close. That was that could have been bad. And I'm just sitting there going about my business, and then I look down and I just see blood running over my knee, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then yeah, I'm honestly surprised I didn't have to go get stitches for that. It was a pretty deep cut, but just kind of wrapped it up and bandaged it, and it healed. And now I just got a little dent in my knee from the scar from that. Ooh, yeah. Let's see. I don't think I have really anything else like that. Nothing that I think. No, yeah, nothing that really left an injury or a mark like that. I don't think. Because like, I did break my ankle in middle school, but it wasn't like super bad. Didn't have to get surgery or anything. It was just, you know, it was kind of more, I guess it was more like a fracture than anything. It wasn't like a clean break, but it was a good fracture that I had to get fixed up, but no surgery or any like scars or anything from that. And then, yeah, no, that's about it. Growing up, there was one incident where we had next door neighbors who really liked going hunting. They had land that they would go hunting on with friends. It was like, you know, a dad and his daughter. She was my age. We were like in class together, and, you know, we lived next door to each other. It was probably like 4th grade. They invited, you know, me and my dad to go out there and like do some hunting with them. I didn't ever, you know, shoot the gun or shoot at anything, but we were just like there on the land, staying in like, I don't know, a trailer or something. And there was a tractor with a plow on the back of it. You know, it might have been farmland as well. I really don't remember. But me and her were playing like hide and seek or like tag or something at night. Really dark out there. And so I'm like running away from her, and I have my head turned, like looking back to see where she is or like if she's catching up to me, and completely don't see the massive plow in front of me. You know, the like thing that they haul behind the tractor to like till the dirt. And granted, these things are like, they're huge, made out of solid steel, and they've got, you know, the little winding, almost like blades really, that like churns up the dirt as it's going through. And I somehow managed to just go perfectly in between the two blades and not hit one of them, and just run my right leg into the steel pole in the middle. And I ran into it good. Like, I had a massive bruise on my leg from running into that. Like, it hurt a lot. Like, I'm surprised I didn't break my freaking, or at least like fracture my, I guess what, the high, is that the femur? Your upper leg bone? I think that's a pretty tough bone to break. But yeah, in hindsight, I was really lucky not to just run straight up into the blade of that. I don't know how I'm blanking on the word for it now. The plow. Because yeah, if I'd run into it in really any way, I might have like impaled myself. Or if I ran into it straight on, I might have just cut myself completely open. Or that would have, yeah. I guess I've never really thought about it, how close I probably was to really seriously lacerating myself on that. And yeah, I just remember trying to go to bed and not being able to sleep because my leg hurt so bad. I couldn't bend it. It was so bruised. And so it was tough going to sleep that night because it just really friggin' hurt. Goodness. Ooh, man. That was strange. I was just sitting here. I just got randomly like, I don't know if I moved my head or something. I just got randomly disoriented right there. I like moved. I thought I was about to fall over. That was weird. That was, wow. I don't know what happened right there. That was something. I'm like trying to steady myself right now. That was weird. I don't know if it's because of the way I was sitting and I like moved my head too quickly. I have been having issues with my balance and kind of disorientation, but it's really only when I'm driving. So that was a really weird moment right there. I'm trying to like collect myself. That was something. There's a reason why I've been going to the doctor and ENT trying to figure that out. Wow. Man. Luckily did not just keel over right there, fall out of my chair. I think I might have like developed. Oh, we got a double female encounter. There we go. The rarest thing we ever encounter in this Tepig hunt. 2 females at the same time. But yeah, I think I might have developed like vertigo or something over the years. Yeah. Nope, are you back, little Leo? Are you back? We got another female there on the left. All right. Well, this might be there's a little sudden, there's a little quicker stream. It's like an hour, 40 minutes in. I normally don't like leaving off on numbers like this, but I gotta be honest, I'm feeling a little weird right now. I'm feeling a little discombobulated. I just looked down to look at my dog and felt like dizzy again, so that was strange. I think I need to eat dinner, so unfortunately, I think I'm gonna be calling it a day right here. Yeah, not quite what I was anticipating for this stream, but yeah, I think I might need to go grab some dinner. Also figure out what's up. So yeah, we're gonna call it a little short today. This nice little short stream. Unfortunately, did not get the shiny Tepig. Well, you know what's new. No shocker there. Totodile was an anomaly. We're back to no more full odds shinies, but that is to be expected. I will thanks Fly for being here, for hanging out, chatting with me. Always appreciate it, and I will see y'all. I'll be streaming tomorrow night, most likely. I think I'll be doing like Emerald Sea Glass this time, so yeah, if you're down for that, see you then.